rocking. I try to let a few doors walk, but if that freezer runs low, I gotta stock it. These scrub bucks got no mask, darn sure no drop times, but this chili has deer burger in it tonight.
Where did this podcast go? Straight to hell. Yeah, speaking of hell, check out East Coast Bowhunting Podcast.
We keep it real on the East Coast.
First of all, I'm addicted to the show.
I like that. That's cool. Okay.
Whole hunt, you live it, you breathe it. It's a whole different world.
This East Coast has a little bit more of an edge and a grind to it.
It's fantastic.
You guys are fucking awesome.
I want to feel like I'm just hanging with the boys.
But I actually saw Jesus.
The point where it is now, where it's insane.
I just want to get the realest people possible in the industry.
You know, if you're not pissing people off, you're not doing it right.
Welcome back to the East Coast Bowhunting Podcast. We are here in Mohegan Sun Casino at the 2019 Connecticut Outdoor Expo, and we are brought to you by Shabin Brewing, 100 Demons, Ethics Archery, use promo code EastCoast10, Trev's Euros, Nor'easter Game Calls, look out for the ECB Blood Series Turkey Pot Call, Wild Edge Inc., the leader in mobile hunting, and we are presented by Working Class Bowhunter, not just a podcast, but the brand in the hunting industry. We're joined today by a local listener, ScottMacGregor. What's up?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Trev?
What's up, D-Rock and Scott?
Shit, we're just shooting the shit right here. We're actually at the X-Spot Archery booth, checking out some pretty cool shit. I'm not going to talk too much about it. The ritual is here. The ritual is here.
The 35.
Oof, that's sexy.
I shoot a triax, so.
Boo. No, if that's what works, it's actually a good bow, too. We like them all. We're just an elite team, so
yeah.
we stick to our elites. But I don't want to give it up too much to X-Spot because we're going to have them on soon. And then our buddy Scott just kind of popped out of nowhere. He's like, I'll let you say it, man. Introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from and where we can find you.
I'm just a normal hunter in Connecticut, and I heard you guys. I saw you guys on CT Bowhunting, and some guys from the East Coast, and you never see that. All you see is guys from out west, spot sucking mule deer, which is all great, but it's never the real stuff like right here in Connecticut. So I saw you guys, started listening, and here I am. I don't know. You guys are getting it done for the East Coast. It's definitely a different thing deer hunting here.
Hell yeah, appreciate that, man.
I appreciate you coming over and saying hello.
It's cool. Yeah, I've been hitting up D-Rock a little bit on Instagram, and it's good to be here.
Fuck yeah, it's cool.
Stateland assassin.
And it's cool because you said you were looking for us, and then all of a sudden you started hearing the turkey calls, and you just followed the turkey calls.
I walked 2 laps. I went all the way down to the back. Got some electrical stim for free on my neck. And
nice.
Came back up this way, and I guess these guys aren't here. And I heard it. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. let me follow that in.
That was cool. And you just popped up. We were at the X-Spot Archery booth, and you're like, D-Rock? I'm like, oh, snap. What's up, man? And I didn't remember your name. So where can we find you? What's your Instagram name?
ScottMacFish.
Cool, man.
Yep.
He was actually one of the first. For all listeners out there, he was one of the first to purchase the ECB Blood Series Grunt Call and one of the first to shoot us a PM and show us the picture. It was pretty badass. What do you think about that, man?
Well, I haven't used it yet. I bought that right at the end of the season because I threw mine because I was pissed. I got busted, and I kind of let that go back to the gods. It's made out of wood anyway, so it'll go back to the gods. But it was inside of a big rose bush on state land where I hunt. There's a lot of rose bush raspberries. So I decided, hey, let me give this guy a call. This guy sounds pretty cool from Maine,
Yeah.
And it sounds nice. It's got that little slide on there, so I don't know. I got to get used to figuring out that. But it's pretty cool, man.
Hell yeah. Sexy looking motherfucker.
It is sexy. I saw it. I was like, yeah, I got it. And you know what? I ordered that thing, and I got it in the mail 2 days later.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was like, holy shit, that thing came in fast.
Mark does not play games when it comes to that. Like he's all about his customers and customer service and working with you. I mean, even if you didn't want the Blood Series and you wanted to build something, he'll work with you, and then the thing will be at your doorstep in a couple of days. It's crazy.
That thing's sweet looking too. Yeah.
And it sounds great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And that's
See
not
how that
even in the
works
mic. Yeah. So that's pretty cool, man. And it's great just to see local support, and that's the main reason we did this. I mean, Connecticut's definitely a fishing state, but definitely one of the most underrated hunting states.
Oh, hell yeah.
In
I've
New England,
been
sure.
hunting in Connecticut for 30 years now, and you never see anything as far as like a social media presence, a podcast presence. You don't see anything on the East Coast, really. You don't even see it in Vermont. I have a cabin in Vermont. I hunt up there a lot. And
I guess we're hunting Vermont soon, Trev.
yeah, you guys are welcome anytime, man. I got a nice cabin up there.
Hell yeah.
And it's hard hunting up there, though. No joke.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Big area,
Right.
a lot of walking.
You just
But
lay a track, right, in the snow.
There's some
most of the
big
times?
bucks. Like my son shot what we would consider a small 8-point here,
Yeah.
and the thing dressed out weighed 189.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
a big
Yeah.
buck.
they're big bucks up there.
Nice.
I shot a 6 2 years ago, and it was 176.
Wow.
Damn, that's a big boy.
Yeah.
That's a big boy. Not a lot of meat for the freezer, that's for sure.
And you know the weight because you got to check them in at the local town. There's a
Right.
little board, and they weigh them up. And everything.
They have like
so.
the 300 club, right? They have there's like a club more or less, like the 300-pound range club.
I don't know. I just try to be the
Yeah.
king of the local convenience store on the top of the list.
So what do you do day by day? What do you do on a daily?
I own a pawn shop with a buddy of mine, Gold Star Pawn in Groton. Come check it out. Got a lot of fishing stuff, and we're an FFL dealer, so we have guns as well.
Nice.
So a lot of bows.
A lot of
That's
bows,
awesome.
too?
Yep.
Nice. A lot of elites?
Not too many elites. But, I'm not loyal to any brand. Like last year I had a Hoyt. The year
Nice.
before that I had a PSE. The year before that I had a Parker. I had the Parker for a long time. And I have all these bows hanging up in my shop. Because every
Nice.
year I'll go somewhere. I'll go up and see Bill up in Columbia or something.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes, here, try this. And whack. Next thing I know, I'm writing
Buying it.
a fucking big check.
Parker's running a liquidation sale. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
Yeah, I don't know.
when they say liquidation, it's either a gimmick, they're trying to boost sales, or they're going out of business.
It could be either.
Yeah.
It could be either. But I tell you what, I do like that Triax. It's small.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not a big guy. I'm short. You're up in a tree. It's maneuverable.
Yeah.
And it's a speed bow, man. It throws it out there. I think I'm right around 300.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so
You gotta get the Ritual 30 in your hands. see
be
how
buying
it feels.
I said to myself, I'm not pulling back a bow here. And I certainly don't want to shoot one.
Yeah,
Because the way I am, I'll buy it. If I like it, I'll buy it.
Fuck
Legit.
yeah.
You're German.
I'm shooting a fairly light arrow. I haven't gotten into all that FOC stuff or anything
Yeah.
that you see on there. I shoot a fairly light arrow, 100 grain broadhead. Right now I'm using a Trypan.
Okay.
And I've used those for about 2 years now. And, shit, they're good broadheads, man. They're devastating. They make bad shots look good.
Yeah, yeah.
I put a bad shot on a doe this year, the opening day of bird
Yep.
season on state land. And I thought I'd have as soon as I let it go, she was kind of quartering to, but she was just about to go. I let it rip. And I'm like, oh, that thing's back. And the next thing you know, 2 hours later, I went back. She went 30 yards. And all I got was liver.
That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
At least you knew to back out.
You get to catch up to one of our latest episodes with Zeus Broadheads.
I didn't hear that one.
That's
Check in, chime in on that one.
that's
Yeah.
a devastating broadhead, and the technology behind it is just it's something out of this world.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the rub on the Trypan too is they're delicate. You know what I
Right.
mean? They are.
Mhm.
I think I've only used one twice, one broadhead 2 times, and but we got so much money in our bows. We got so much money
without
in
a
our
doubt.
tree stands. We got so much money in tags. We got so much money in our arrows. Okay, I get one shot of a broadhead. If it kills the deer, I'm happy. I don't need to sharpen it and reuse it for
Right.
$10 when I already
Right.
got 1,500 in my setup.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
That's. I'm glad you bring that up because the reason we brought up Zeus is it was a discrepancy between Zeus Broadhead and Veteran Innovative Product, the Veteran Broadhead, and it was just a really hot issue on social media. And then of course all the keyboard warriors broke out, and then it was kind of it was kind of like a battle. But you know what? I'm going to stay very partial on the situation, and Trev and I covered both stories, both aspects, and you know what? When it boils down to it, both ends had a lot of facts to offer, and there was some things that I don't agree with, and there were some things that weren't necessarily 100% accurate. But at the end of the day, we're all on the same team, and use whatever broadhead that works for you.
that kills me. Like I follow on Instagram Bow Hunters in America, And then obviously CT bow hunting.
Yep.
The keyboard warriors drive me banana land. Like, no one's better than anyone else. I don't care what you shoot, how you shoot them, as long as you're out in the woods and doing it. God bless you. Be a savage. Get out there, kill shit.
Yeah.
But the broadhead thing. Dude, shoot what works for you and your setup. Like fixed heads. Sometimes they don't fly. They didn't fly well for me. I went to the expandables. They fly sweet.
Yeah, we're not judging you using a Tri-X.
Yeah.
We're not you know what? And I'm busting your balls because our good friend and our sponsor, Wild Edge Inc., he shoots a Tri-X as well.
Yeah.
So
we bust on him also.
Yeah,
He's not the only one to get his ass busted.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Phil's going around on that one wheel thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
Shout out to Scranton Power Sports. They we're driven by Scranton Power Sports. They supplied the booth here, and Scranton, the dealership, GMC, Cadillac. They provided the rental car to go out to Harrisburg. So
nice.
Yeah, they're good people, man. That's why we're here at their booth, because you've got to stick to the people that are good.
Yeah, hell yeah. Those things are rough, though. I tried one of those in the pawn shop and ate shit bad.
What are those called? What are those called?
They're like a hoverboard with one wheel.
Yeah, it's called the one wheel. It's literally
called the
one wheel. Yeah, I believe so.
But yeah, let's get back to it, man. I mean, you were talking about a story earlier with four different deer. You got 2 on the ground and 2 in the tree, yeah?
Yeah, right. So
can you cut into that?
The thing that I do every year is I'm fortunate enough to have a business partner. So when I'm not there, he can take vacation time and I can take vacation time. So I can take some time off. And I hunt hard. Like, I'm so looking forward to September 15th, like we all do. That's sometimes.
Do you camp out the night before? Opening day?
Like camp in the woods or anything like
No.
that? Anything
Oh, you don't do
special?
that?
Like, what's your?
Oh, you're butted up right next to state land.
Yeah, I'm
That's right.
fortunate enough that I can walk right out my back door and step onto state land.
Bastard.
Yeah. So that's probably why I hunt a lot of state land. It's
Yeah,
easy for me.
Right.
And so the first deer I got, we had no acorns this year. All right, it's a terrible acorn year. And I'm sitting up in this tree.
Thank you for reiterating that.
That's usually good for acorns. And I'm just, when you're sitting there and you're not seeing anything, you're like, God damn it, what am I doing here? I'm wasting my time. I could be doing something else. Got a million things to do around the house. All that shit goes through your mind. So I said, there's one tree that was dropping these, they're like a walnut, but they're not a walnut. I don't even know what
beech
they're called.
nuts.
No, they're not beech nuts. They're big. They're like 1.5 inches.
Okay.
But anyways, I saw a lot of activity around there. A lot of commotion. The leaves are all kicked up. I go, well, they must be chewing through these. So I get down out of that tree stand, throw on my ghillie suit that I had in my backpack, and I just start walking slow. I mean, still hunting real slow. And I tried hex for the first time this year.
And, you're still hunting with a bow?
Yeah, I'm with a bow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm still hunting with a bow. And I walk right to where this tree is supposed to be, and I'm moving really slow, like one step every 30 seconds.
Right,
or so.
stepping on rocks and big logs instead of
trying
leaves.
trying to be ninja.
Yeah.
And I look, and there's a big doe staring right at me, and she doesn't know what the hell I am. I'm in a full ghillie suit, head, everything, except I have my left arm cut out for my bow.
Okay.
And I go, oh my God. I did. I just walked right into what I said I was going to do. Like one of those times, like it happened.
Yeah.
And it never happens the way you want it to happen. But this happened. I go to pull, and I couldn't get. No one can see what I'm doing, but you guys can see what I'm doing. I had the bow facing down, and I couldn't get it back. I was going to get it back like this and bring it up, but I couldn't get it back, so I had to turn. And I turn, and she's still staring right at me. And this is state land. They're keyed in. There's already people all over the woods. And I never moved. Whacked her 30 yards.
Really?
That's awesome.
Done. And then
did you get it on film?
No, I don't.
Oh man,
I'm
that
old
would have been
school.
awesome to watch.
Not still hunting, and then that's a
that would have
lot.
been that would have been awesome.
That
to
would have
watch.
been
And then
absolutely awesome.
my other still hunting deer. I shot 2 deer still hunting, 2 deer out of a tree. My other still hunting. It was a really, really windy day. I could probably find the date on my phone, but it was probably October, 20th, something like that. But it was super windy. I don't know if you guys remember it, but there's trees cracking. It's one of those days you're in the woods. You're like, holy shit, am I going to die out here?
Yeah. It was actually the week before Halloween. Actually,
Right, but
remember that day.
love rainy days, snowy days, windy days. Those are like I get excited.
Me too.
For a big rainstorm. I'll be out. I'll be the only one out there.
Hell yeah!
And
Ultimate Ninja.
yes,
They can't hear you.
And exactly what happened. I walked in on a group of them. They went, and one ran to the side of me and stopped. So I pull back, I shoot, and I was under 20 yards, and it went right under her legs.
Oh, that's weird. The wind?
No.
No.
I never pushed up my QAD.
Oh,
I couldn't believe this was happening. I never
Right.
pushed up my QAD. So I'm like, shit. I stepped behind a tree. She alerted and looked like the other way. I stepped behind a tree. I got another arrow, came out from around the other side of the tree and got her.
Wow,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
I know what you mean by that, because you get caught in the moment. And actually, I did something similar at Harrisburg, actually. I was testing out one of the new bows, and I was just so pumped. I didn't even switch up the QAD, and I went to go I drew it back, and the arrow popped out. I'm like, oh.
I shoot a million times. In my yard, I got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Right.
All set up. I got everything, and I couldn't believe I did it. I'm like, really? You motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm glad you bring that up, too. Let's transition to what do you feel comfortable shooting as far as range?
Well,
I mean,
in the
you
woods,
personally. Yeah.
in the woods, hunting.
if everything's right, I'll shoot 50.
Okay.
But everything
that's
has to
good.
be right. Like
Exactly.
the wind can't be blowing my bow around. Now, I'm not worried about the arrow. My arrow's pretty fast.
Yeah.
But you know how the wind blows your bow around. Next thing you know, your pin's drifting from, the front shoulder to a bad shot to the front shoulder to a bad shot. But if everything's right, and I know, like I didn't have to stop them, so they're not alerted. They're not like all tensed up, ready to pounce. I would shoot at 50.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, I practice, my normal spot I shoot is 30 yards every day. A million times.
That's
30
solid,
yards, 30
yeah.
yards, 30 yards, 30 yards. So 40 yards, nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 20 yards is a chip shot.
Yep.
And so that's pretty much how I like to do it. But I go back and shoot 60
Nice.
all the time.
Nice.
And when you practice those and then you come up to 20, then it's like nothing. It's almost brainless. You can do it blindfolded.
It's almost brainless. At
Yeah.
20. But it never is. You get a buck coming into 20, you're all gunned up.
Well, that's
Oh,
the thing
yeah.
is, so when you're practicing at your 60, 70, 80, and then you come into 20, and it's nothing, but it's great because when the adrenaline gets going and the breathing and so on and so forth, and that's another thing to also practice, especially for the newer people out there, is like run around the yard for a couple of laps, get your heart racing, breathing, because it's one and the same, and then do your 20-yard shots, and it's like shooting at a big buck.
I do that, too. I run around my yard. I work out a lot. And
I can tell.
I do like yeah, I'm all buff. 50-year-old buff guy, yeah. But I do a lap around my house and then try to shoot and then try to get my heart rate under control.
Yeah.
And I was teaching a buddy of mine, how to get better. And I had him run around my house in muck boots
Nice.
and then shooting from his knee.
Oh, that's,
there you
that's
go.
even better.
Just trying to do different things. And then I shoot from a seat, too, because if I'm in a ground blind or whatever, I'm sitting.
Yeah.
It's a different world shooting sitting down.
Yep.
It really is.
It's funny you bring that up, too, because I like to do different scenarios. And one thing that my son actually films me doing is I actually I put my bow down. It's got the arrow knocked because typically you have your arrow knocked when you're in the tree or whatnot, or if you're still hunting even. And then what you do is you have it down, and then you're facing away from the target. So the point of it is more instinctive.
Yep.
So you just pick up your bow as you turn around, draw at the same time, and try to hit the target dead
Right,
nuts.
and getting your anchor points at that spot, getting everything right,
Exactly.
getting your nose on the string,
Right.
getting your anchor point exactly where you want it to be.
And then the more you practice that, is like obviously you want to take your time and make a good shot. You're not rushing it. So the more you practice that, you get better and better each time.
Yep.
Every step you take, and it's pretty impressive
Yep.
how fast you can actually learn that.
I try to do different things too. I'll shoot from different angles. I'll bring my rangefinder out my yard and just walk to a spot, range it, shoot, walk to a spot, range it, shoot. Because if you're only shooting at 20, 30, 40, 50, and you got something at 35,
Yeah.
you might shoot 30 because it's got to be. It's hard to think sometimes. In that scenario. So you shoot 30, you hit brisket, you're pissed.
That's a good tip too. And that's another thing that I practice is use the rangefinder, but I range it on a certain inanimate object, and I put the rangefinder down, and I try to remember, especially sitting in the tree, try to remember what yardage is what.
Yep.
So this way, if something, for example, instinctive that you just got to pull back and shoot, you're going to be prepared and
Right.
visualize it before it even happens.
Right.
So this way, it's just natural. So let's get to the other two deer from the tree.
So from the tree, the other one was this from a basic 20-foot tree stand. I had a doe come in, whack.
Nice.
Yeah, but the last one, my nice buck I got this year, you saw it on Instagram. I think you liked it.
Yeah, that was a monster.
But it was a big buck, but I got up in the morning and I was so burnt out. That's why I do this every year. I start hunting hard from September 15th. By the time the rut comes, it's a struggle to get out of bed.
Yeah, you're wiped.
You
and
know,
then
you're
it's
wiped-
colder, too.
You're wiped out. It's colder. But so I hit the snooze a couple times. Finally said, you know what? I had this spot. I found some buck beds. I knew this hill they were on. I knew where they were coming out. I've done all my homework. I just had to get there before daylight.
Nice.
And the wind was perfect. So I get out there, and I was going to a location on Onyx Maps. So I had it picked on Onyx Maps. So I'm finding I get to where I want to be, and I can't find the good tree to get up. Maybe saddle hunting would come in handy there. I couldn't find a good one for my climber. I use a Lone Wolf arm climber.
Oh, nice.
A small one. I got it all customized, backpack.
I got the
everything.
same one, too.
I love it.
Yeah.
That thing's sweet. I can get up in that tree in 2 seconds.
It is great. Just wait till you try the steps, though. That's a game changer.
I was going to buy them today.
I just hit up Andrew, actually, from Wild Edge Inc. I'm like, dude, people are asking for the steps, man. You're not here.
Yeah.
You're not
As
here.
soon as I heard that podcast, I went on YouTube, started looking at them.
Right.
So anyway, so I get up in this tree, and I start texting my buddy. I go, I'm in the right spot. I'm not in the right tree. I got canopy. I can't see shit. I got 2 lanes at 20 yards. This sucks. I'm leaving. And as soon as I put that phone down, did it.
Yeah.
This buck blew through my first shooting lane, stopped it in the second one, hard punched it at 20 yards, and it was over. It was that was a
awesome.
great feeling.
Yeah.
It went from a day where you thought nothing was going to happen, nothing was really working right, to, Yahoo!
Yeah. and that's cool. And you know what? That's where the training actually helps, because especially training with your breathing and stuff, because all of a sudden, and it's involuntary too sometimes, it's just your heart gets racing so fast that you're not necessarily shaking, but you just can't seem to keep your arms steady.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's like it's so much blood pumping through your veins that you're just having trouble keeping that steady arm.
It's a weird thing. My son had a bunch of deer come in, and when your adrenaline's going, sometimes you can't pull your bow back.
Yep.
I had it happen to me once. I had to put the bow down, take a break, and say, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You shoot this bow every day, 40 times a day, and I just had to take like a break.
Yeah.
I couldn't even pull the bow back. That happened to my kid this year. But it's also, too, you ever try to remember your shot? You killed a deer.
Yeah.
And you tried to remember your shot. You can't remember anything. You can't remember how you anchored. You can't remember anything.
Right.
It's
You
weird
just
what
do
that
it.
little rush will do for you.
Yeah.
But
you just do it.
Yeah.
I feel that. So how'd you find us? How'd you find us, like, not here physically, but in the podcast waves?
I was thinking about that today when I was looking for you guys. I go, how did I even start following these guys? And I think you put something on CT hunting.
CT Bowhunting.
CT Bowhunting, which
Okay.
you got the keyboard warriors and all that. I try to
Yeah.
stay at a minimum on that. But so there's not a whole lot of East Coast guys out there.
Okay.
That are out there on social media that you can follow. There's not a whole lot of guys making videos unless you want to watch some guy tracking a deer in Maine with a rifle.
Yeah.
And the only time you ever come across another like hardcore savage bow hunter is when you're out in the woods, and I've had that happen. A few years ago, I was in a swamp. I mean, a thick-ass swamp, and I'm buried in some cattails sitting on a trail. And all of a sudden, I see something moving. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then the guy's, it's going real slow. I'm like, what? Is that a bear?
Yeah.
And it was another guy in a ghillie suit
Oh, no shit.
coming through the most savage swamp you've ever seen. He comes up on me. I whistle to him. We're like, hey, what's up? We're 2 guys in a ghillie suit in the middle of a shitty swamp. You know what I mean? And that's the only people you ever meet that are hardcore savages are out in the woods. So it was cool to see what you guys are doing and how you're doing it and kind of getting the word out there.
Appreciate that,
Because
man.
we need more people in our sport.
Oh, without a doubt.
We
Without a
definitely
doubt.
do. You know what I mean? You post something on social media, you get a lot of hate.
Oh, you do.
You need some
do.
friends,
It's crazy.
man. You need a team.
And the worst part is sometimes you get hate from the same team.
Yeah,
from
that's
other
crazy.
hunters.
That's crazy. That drives me nuts.
Yeah. I'll never, and you know what? That's a goal of mine, along with a few other of my friends, and even other podcasts. What we're really striving to do is raise numbers and unity. And we have different groups, page groups on social media, especially Facebook. One is Hunting Podcasts, and the other one is Slayers Are Us. One is more targeted for the podcaster or the people that are always appearing on podcasts, just to get everyone on the same page and collaboration, and kind of just monitor team playing, basically.
Right.
And then Slayers Are Us it's a place where no one will be judged. You can post, if it's brown, it's down. That's our motto here in Connecticut.
Oh,
you know?
and you get the guys that, well, when I was in Kansas, we don't shoot anything but a Boone and Crocker corker. But, that's not reality in Connecticut state land. Now, there's some corkers. I'm going to show you a picture of one I got on my trail cam that I was looking for a while. But
I got one to show you that I got last year, too. But, yeah, you're 100% right. And it seems like the deer here, I'm just always so proud when I take a deer in Connecticut because they seem to be mountain goats, straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, we're climbing mountains to just even get a chance to get a shot out. Oh yeah, I got one for you. Mine's Fabio.
That guy's running around on state land.
Yeah.
And here's the story about this guy.
That's definitely easy 150, 150, 160.
He's only an 8, but he's a perfect 8.
Yeah, look at the spread, though.
His tines are 9 inches.
Yeah, yeah.
But I found out where he was and where he was bedding. The crazy part about what this guy was doing, he was bedding on a knoll close to the access. His bed could see the parking lot access. His escape route was into a swamp. How do you hunt him? You'd have to come through the swamp.
Yep.
Or from the access. He's watching both. And that's why he's big.
Right.
That's why that guy's big. And I hunted him hard. I even got a buddy involved. We tried to get him, but we couldn't.
Yeah.
That's why he's big.
Especially with the swamp. I mean, they could hear you coming a mile away if you're tromping through it. So it's definitely, you got to find the entry and exit on that.
Yeah, you're getting hung up on thorns and cattails. You sound like, a 4x4 going through the swamp.
That's when the rubs come in handy. You could kind of tell when he's coming out of bed and rubbing it up.
Yep.
But that's actually a really good point. So once you finally found us, what'd you think after that?
The first few?
Yeah, the first few.
Probably a little rough.
I would agree.
But you're working, man. I respect anybody that works hard, and you guys are doing it. You know what I mean? You're meeting people in the industry. There's you got names on your podcast now. I mean, I listen to the Working Class Bow Hunter, and you're doing it. Respect, for sure.
Appreciate that, for sure. Yeah, it's been a long ride, but in a short period of time, too.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. It's very surreal. And you know what? It brings me back to the whole team playing thing. It's just the hunting industry is very embraceful. I mean, you walk up to anyone, everyone's like, hey, open arms.
And those guys that hate on people for shooting like a 6-point or a fork or something, hey, that guy might have been bow hunting his first time.
Yep.
Or his first year, or his second year, or his third year, whatever it is. You know what I mean? I've been hunting a long time. If I don't shoot at least 3 deer in a season, I'm mad. But that guy in the first time, you're going to hate on him?
Oh, I know.
You think he'll ever post anything again or be excited?
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
Edwin, I'll catch up with you later, man. got a lot of friends here at the CT Outdoor Expo. It's pretty cool, man. Just everyone. I did the rounds here, Scott, before we opened up, and just introducing myself so everyone could put their face to the podcast. And
right.
And Trev was with me along the way, and just to kind of set up the episodes, too. So we're going to have a full day, man. We're going to have a full day. It's going to be fun. We have plenty of shebeens, so you and I are going to crack one if you want one.
I'm good right now. But
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I got to get home today, but
yeah.
But you guys are doing a great job, and you're really getting out there. I'm impressed.
Thanks, man.
I don't know how you hooked up with Working Class, but that's a big name.
Fuck yeah.
That's a big name. Mad respect for those guys. They shoot some big deer.
Oh, without a doubt. And that's hard earned. Not to rip off a whitetail experience. They're doing it as well.
Yep.
I mean, it's just a good team of people. And I'll always say it. I'm a product of Working Class, and so I owe a lot of the hard work and diligence to Kurt Geyer. Yeah. I mean, he's someone I really look up to, along with the rest of his WCB crew. I mean, they're slaying out there. They're doing it. And you know what? You said something earlier that I take to heart, and I agree with you, is because that's our dream come true out there, to be in the midst of big buck country.
Yeah.
And I know if we applied the same kind of diligence and hard work, we'd be slaying with the best of them as well. That being said, it takes hard work. So I don't want people to get the misconception just because they're in an area with big bucks, they're slaying big bucks. It's not the case.
No.
It takes a lot of hard work and understanding and becoming one with the deer to actually do so.
Right.
So if you see people out Midwest shooting big bucks, it's because they earned it.
Right.
They earned it every step of the way, just like we do when we're climbing mountains and shooting them mountain goats.
Right. It's just different.
It is.
It's just different.
It
is. And, God, I'd love to sit on a field edge and have 20 deer pile out. That just doesn't happen around here, but
that would be sick. So, you know what? Why don't we do Ninja Tip of the Day with you, man? You listen in. I would normally do the sound effect and all, but trade show, it's kind of...
Ninja Tip of the Day.
Yeah, Ninja Tip of the Day. What do you got, Scott?
Ninja Tip of the Day. I'm a state land hunter, so I'm I think about state land all the time. I lay in bed and think about wind direction. I lay in bed and think about bedding. So my ninja tip of the day is I don't think people are too cautious. So on state land, if you run through a bedding area, okay, and you know it's a good bedding area, and you bust them out, they'll think, oh, they won't be back there the next day. That's not true, because they don't have a whole lot of places to go. And that's their best cover. Get in tight to their bedding areas. Don't be afraid to blow them out. You're there to kill something.
Right.
That's where the deer are. Be cautious. Do it smart. Play the wind. But don't be too afraid to make mistakes. Like, get in there, get into their bedding areas, and kill them.
That's a really good ninja tip of the day, man.
Because
that's really good.
That's where they are. You want to hunt the edges. You want to hunt the transition lines. Yeah, you'll shoot bucks during the rut on transition lines, no doubt about it. But early season stuff like that, get into their bedding areas. Don't be afraid to blow out a deer or two. That's how you learn.
Oh yeah.
And play the wind. Get into those bedding areas. And if you can get in there and get quiet and get in there early and often, you're going to kill.
Awesome.
And
yeah, without a doubt.
Drew says that a lot, is that get in there. That if you do blow them out, that's what the bed is designed for, is to blow them out.
That's you were talking to those guys. I was talking to D-Rock. I had this buck. His bedding area was on top of a knoll, looking at the access parking lot with his escape route to a swamp. You got to get in there. Don't be afraid to blow those deer out. You get in there, you might blow some out. The next time, you might blow some out.
Right.
The third time, you're going to kill, because that's where they are.
All right, Scott, you made it to the what rattles your antlers, man. What is the worst thing that really gets on your skin? What rattles your antlers in the hunting industry?
What truly rattles my antlers. I hunt everything. I bow hunt, I muzzle load, I shotgun, I rifle up in Vermont. Bow hunting, I identify as a bow hunter, though. That's my passion. All year, that's all I think about. All I think about is new stands. I've already scouted new stands. I already know where new stands are going in this year. But what really rattles my antlers, if you go on YouTube, we all watch YouTube hunting shows, right?
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Garrett Benner.
You see these,
Chris Silk.
you see guys doing deer drives. That's great. I've done deer drives. Then you see guys with an 870 with no scope and a little dot on the end, just unloading at a doe running by at a full clip. That drives me bananas. I got to shut that off.
Right.
Like, the guy's like, winged one. Like, what the fuck?
No shit. It's a matter of bullets.
No shit, you winged one, but you're not going to find it. The thing was doing Mach 6 when it came by you, and you just unloaded an 870 on it. Like, that drives me bananas. I don't know why that drives me so crazy, but did you really think you were going to kill it, or are you just going to hurt it?
Yeah.
That's like Vermont.
It just makes me cringe, man. It just makes me cringe.
Why I've never hunted most of the northern states is for that reason, is because they see brown to flash, they just start fucking winging at it. And it's like...
Oh, yeah. And, I've been hunting up in Vermont now probably 20 years, 25 years. And we never used to wear any orange. Like, it's not an orange mandatory state. Still isn't. And, you're happy if you see a guy in red plaid. At least that sticks out. Then there's motherfuckers running around out there in ghillie suits. I'm like, what are you doing? You're going to get killed.
Yeah, I don't recommend that at all.
If it's even dusk out, I got my headlamp on. I don't want to get shot.
Fuck that.
But, I would say that probably drives me the most nuts. And I guess another thing, too, would be, that you see it a lot online, the people hating on people shooting does or small bucks or whatever. Shoot, like everybody says, what makes you happy. And if you're new, shoot a deer.
Yeah.
Just
make sure it doesn't have spots.
I haven't shot a Boone and Crockett, and I've been hunting forever. It's not going to happen unless you shoot deer. Eventually, probably will. I mean, you shoot nice bucks. But the Booners, they're hard, and you really got to figure out how to hunt big deer. But shoot what makes you happy, and don't hate on anybody. Congratulate them. It's legal. Didn't have spots.
Yeah, that's solid advice, man.
You know what I mean?
That's solid advice. I like that.
Learn how to kill deer. You got to kill deer.
You got to kill deer. Until you pull back on your first deer, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
And take some people out, too.
Yeah.
I got another one of my buddies, got him involved this year.
Nice.
Next thing you know, he's out. I think he bought the Matthews Halon.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You know, so now he's like $2,000 into deer hunting. He ain't shot
Yeah.
a deer yet.
Yeah.
But, you know, get people out, get them involved. Give them your tree stand.
Yeah.
I'll give people my tree stand. I'll say, you know what? Wind's perfect for this one. I want you to go here. Sit in my tree stand.
There you go.
That's
They
how
shoot
it's
one,
done.
I'll be happier than if I shot one.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's
know?
what it's all about.
You give them, your backup spots there.
Yeah, sometimes. You know, the wind's really right, and I know something's going on.
Yeah. Well, maybe tomorrow you can hunt it.
Yeah.
I'm going to hunt it today.
Yeah, try that one over there. I think that's a good one. Yeah.
Hey, they need to learn though. It's
Yep.
a good way to learn. Hey, we're gonna test your skills on how much you actually listen, man. We're wrapping it up, winding down. Scott MacGregor, thank you for all the local support, man, and thank
Sure
you
thing.
for reaching
Absolutely.
out. I
Thank
mean,
you.
we encourage all our listeners out
Thank
there.
you guys for doing this.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's our pleasure, and it's what we aim to do is just reach out, put a stamp for New England and East Coast, especially East Coast, so this way someone has a place to go to and show off their skills.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we encourage it. So on that note, Scott, stay stepping.
Stay slaying.